All right, so today's program or training is going to be basically web application, front-end web development from scratch. And my goal today is to let you see the difference between web application, front-end development, and mobile app. No, of course, you all know about mobile app, what you can do with it. I'm just going to explain the meaning of front end, how viable the industry, and what you can do at the end of the this course. And trust me, as a mobile end developer, I doubt if you won't be able to secure a job. I doubt it. And the funnest part is it's extremely simple. Now, the meaning of front end web development is like you have a build. Let me use something familiar. The meaning of front end development is that you have a building, let's say like 3-story building, without paint, without plastering, without anything, just no plastering, no paint, no design, no what they call this flooring of a thing.
POP.
No POP,
No German floor.
no German floor, and
No tiles.
no
Nothing.
tiles. Yeah, but a building, it's possible that way. So let me distribute the two now. Front end development is actually, I want to use building now, is actually your tiles that will make it look attractive. Your design, I mean the painting rather, your painting, your fan, your wardrobe, that make everything very, very attractive. That is front end web development. Now back end, most people out there, they focus so much on front end without getting the back end right. Of course, you will agree with me that even if you have the best design, the best design, the best styles, the best wardrobe, and all that, the best painting, if you don't have solid foundation, what will happen to that building?
It will crash.
That is exactly what we are trying to say. So, but most people, for instance, if you go to ShopRite now and all that, maybe to US or any modern city, you as a layman, what you'll be looking at would be this building is very beautiful. This building is awesome and things like that. But painter, or what did they call them? I don't know the exact word to use for them because I'm not a painter. They have to work hand in hand with a builder or engineer that will construct the building. So let me simplify it further. Front-end development is just the design of your website, while back-end development is the structure, the architecture, the building itself. So front-end is the painting, the tiles, and all that. And imagine if you go to a website now, and that website is not really, really beautiful. You may not be able to navigate very well. That is why front-end developers are needed, extremely needed in our day-to-day activities. People are looking for front-end developers. Now, another thing that you need to understand about front-end development is that most back-end developers, they don't want to take the pain of developing the front end. They will actually need people or someone like you and I that will design the front end while they plug in the back end, because the learning curve for back end or full stack is is not always is lengthy. For instance, as a full stack, you need to learn a programming language that is a server-side programming language like C# or Java or Python and all that. You need to learn SQL Server, SQL, like MySQL, like MSS SQL, Oracle, and all that. You need to develop API. So you have quite a number of things to do, and you don't need to worry. You don't have to worry yourself about the front end. So most times they usually contract it out. They give it to people, or they can go online and buy templates. Most of the time, they buy templates and just plug and play, things like that. So as a front-end developer, it is almost impossible for you not to get a job. It's almost impossible. How? You may decide to work as a freelancer by creating front-end design and sell your code. When you sell your code, you can sell there are several markets where you can put your code and sell. Imagine if you have a very nice front-end, very nice design. People can patronize you. Imagine if you sell a design at, let's say, on the average, you can sell your design as low as $15. If it is WordPress design, it's as high as $60. Imagine if you have like 100 or 1,000 people patronizing you on monthly basis or yearly basis. That is about, I don't know, let me do the calculation. Let's say 100 people. That's about $1,500 on a single design. So it is critical. Okay, now the next thing I'm going to talk about here, let me hop over to the main class. So our course content for today is going to be design at work. I'll show you the concept about this front end, how they make their money and all that. I will show you. Then, of course, we're going to use Visual Studio Code for this project, because I realize that many people that are using, they find it difficult to download Community Edition, and I don't want them to derail too much. And of course, as a front-end developer, you don't necessarily have to get Visual Studio Community Edition. Of course, you can work comfortably with Visual Studio Code, and it will give you exact results. The only difference between front end and that of Visual Studio Code, Visual Studio and Visual Studio Code, majorly Visual Studio is meant for big projects. Like if you want to develop the back end and you want to plug in the front end, things like that. So I'm going to show you everything. Then we're going to install a number of extensions because we're using Visual Studio Code. So I'm going to install a number of extensions. You don't necessarily have to install all these extensions if you are using Visual Studio. You don't need it. You don't need to install this extension because everything has been installed by default. Of course, you can upgrade and update things like that. Then we're going to build our first web design. This design is going to be very, very ugly, but it's a way to go. At least we'll be able to do one or two things. So by next week, we'll beautify it, make sure we had all sort of things on the platform. On the design, we can come up with design and all that, but it's going to be very, 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 very ugly. Okay. Then question and answers. Okay, let's go. Now let me quickly hop over to my browser. I want to show you design at work. The meaning of front end. Now this is an app. It's a mobile app with web application. I developed it for a company they are yet to launch anyway. We are still in the process. So basically what they do is more or less like farm crowding and all that, farm everything. So that app, you can monitor what is going on in your farm. You don't necessarily need is it agronomist or something or farmer. if you don't have to be a farmer to do stuff with this app. You can easily monitor everything on your farm. For instance, if you want to plant maybe corn, you plant your corn, the app will tell you, oh, day 1, maybe day 7, you're supposed to fertilize it. To tell you, oh, you need to apply fertilizer now. You're supposed to, whatever you want to do, then it will manage everything like that. So I'm not interested in telling you about the application. I'm interested in the design. Now, if you check this design, even to me now, we designed this about 3 or 4 years ago. Is it 3 or 4? 2 years ago. And we tend to change it. Of course, we will change it. Now, the front end is this look where if you view this on your laptop, on your smartphone. Now, if I want to view this on how it will look on my smartphone, I'll just click on inspect. So this is how it will look on my smartphone. I can actually navigate to iPhone, iPad, things like that, iPro, responsive, and things like that. So this is front end. Oh, this is, I need to refresh this page so that it will show very well. So this is front end. A page where your user can interact with your user can interact with your design, or with your program or project or application. Like this drop down, front end, like chat room, move up, all that. So let me show you another apps developed by other developer, programmer or developer. Like this one. This one, okay, I think it's virgin.com or something. It's like a news site. Okay, there was something like this as well. It's like a news site where you post, you read news and all that. This is front end. But by the time you click on this and maybe top up my mobile app, let me look for backend. Okay, maybe I want to sign up. That is backend. Okay, so the look is front end, and trust me, many develop companies out there, they're looking for front end developers. As in, they're looking for them that, oh, if you want to be a full stack developer, the truth is you see how to recruit or employ someone that will do the front end, because the workload, the workload for backend is lengthy. You have to manage the user. You have to ensure that hackers don't come on board. You have to ensure that things are going up right and going on well. You have to ensure that you actively update the backend. Unlike front end, once you get the design ready and they're in love with it, the job is, you are through with the job and you move on to the next job. So that is why personally I prefer to be a front end developer, because you make more money from it. And of course, I've not been able to sell most of my design because I've always been busy. I have quite a number of things to do with the back end. You have to ensure that things are working very fine and server down and all that. So that is front end. Like this beautiful website now, it's awesome. I think they sell shoe. I don't know. Okay, so let me close this. Like okay, EduPower. This one is more or less this is our school management application. Now, a lot is going on within the app. That is, all these slideshows, slide in, back, tuition fee, and all that. That is front end. And the truth is, you can't do anything without front end. You must have very good UI UX. So don't let us waste much time on this. I think I've been able to talk about on front-end development and all that. Now, the next thing we're going to do is knowing our Visual Studio Code. Now, one juicy thing about front-end development is that you can actually use any any text editor, not Microsoft Word. You can't use Microsoft Word. Of course, you can use it, but it's not suitable. You can actually use any text editor to develop your mobile app or your website. But it's going to take a lot of time from you, because if you use application or text editor like Notepad, it's going to frustrate me, because I have to ensure that everything is typed correctly. About 7 years ago, we started using this application called Notepad++, something. Notepad++. Okay, this. With Notepad++, you have the feel of, oh, I want to develop a web application. So with Notepad++, you can easily develop any website, even high-end website like Facebook, Twitter, and all that. So Microsoft decided to come up with a lighter version of Visual Studio, so that it will be very, very, very easy for us to develop our websites. So the first thing you need to do is to download Visual Studio Code. Of course, if you have Visual Studio Community Edition, you are good to go. Well, I think I will encourage you to download Visual Studio Code as well, since it's very light. I think it's around 50 megabytes or something. So let's quickly download. Let me show you where you download it. So you just search for Visual Studio Code. So the first one, you download it and install it. Once you're able to install it, then you're good to go. Now, I've already installed it. I will hop over to my system and Visual Studio Code. I think I have it somewhere here, or I have it on my desktop here. So I'm going to click on it and launch the Visual Studio Code. Okay, this is Visual Studio Code for the very first time. Although I don't usually use it, but for the purpose of for this training, basically, I think I will have to use Visual Studio Code for front end, not back end and all that. Front end, because of some people. And of course, you don't have to use Visual Studio Code if you are using Visual Studio Community Edition. Just copy and paste the code, it will work. Nothing serious about it. Just copy, paste, and everything will be up and running. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I want to navigate and show you some of the things you might need to do. I hope my screen is not too small. Hello?
Perfect.
Okay, what I'm going to do is, let me quickly make all these tests to be a bit bigger. So to do that, I'll select File and click Preferences, Settings. Now you can do quite a number of things here. You can set up your editor, this Visual Studio Code editor, like the font size. Let's look for font size here. No, font size. I'm actually looking for font size. Okay, font. The font size is actually 14. I can decide to make it maybe 16 or 18, and all that. So that by the time I start coding, it will be a bit bigger. So if you are viewing this on your mobile phone, you'll be able to see what I'm trying to do. It doesn't really matter. I'm not saying you should do that. I'm just doing this for the training. Okay. Now this is what you are likely going to see if you have installed your Visual Studio Code. But what I want to do basically is that I want to install extension And for you to create your web application, is that easy? Okay, someone is raising up his hand. Let's see what you have to do.
All right, sir. I said, can I make use of tonight? Now I have both the Visual Studio Code and the Visual Studio. I'm not conversant with both. For the sake of this training now, can I make use of Visual Studio Code?
Yes,
Since it's almost the same environment.
yes. Make use of Visual Studio Code.
All right, sir. All right, sir.
Make
Thank
use
you,
of
sir.
Visual Studio Code. Yeah.
All
Thank
right,
you. Okay, so what I want to do basically is that I need to, although I've installed quite a number of extensions, I'm going to show you. For me to create my website, the first thing to do is to create plugins. I mean, to install plugins. Plugins basically or extensions is like application or a snippet or apps or code written by another set of people or group of developers that you can actually import to your own code and use. That is plugin. So you don't necessarily have to do everything all by yourself. And with Visual Studio Code, in fact, you can't even do stuff without installing extensions. It is very, very important. Imagine if you want to code in, let me say, I want to code in Java now. New file. Let's say I want to code in Java. You know, I want to write imports. You know, ideally, the meaning of imports in Java is same thing as using in our C#. But there's supposed to be something that will pop up, like IntelliSense, telling me that, oh, do you want to write something? Do you want to import something, or do you want to declare a class? So if I install Java on this machine now, this application will be able to tell me that, oh, you are trying to import, you do want to import, it will assist me to get the thing up and running. So that is why it is essential for you to install plugins so that to make your work easier and faster. To install plugins, you either go to, it's supposed to be around this place. Okay, this is plugin. So I think by default, it should be here. Extensions, you click on extensions. And there are major extensions you must install. Currently, I've installed C#. That is why I can code in C#. I've installed JavaScript. I've installed LiveShare and IntelliCode. Now, what I want you to do now is that I'll show you some of the things you need to install so that we can kick off this class. So the first thing you must install is JavaScript ESE, this. How will you go about it? You go to this place, to this search extension in Marketplace. You search for JavaScript. And this, when you select it, it will come here. Okay, let me select something else. Let me select, okay, I think I will be working with TypeScript. TypeScript is a superset of JavaScript. This, or the one for Microsoft. Okay, or Angular. Okay, Angular snippet, Angular. We're working with this Angular. So once you click on it, you need to install it. It is very, very important. So once you install it, it will automatically add to your install or to your plugin or to your extension. So the first one you need to install is JavaScript extension or plugins. This JavaScript ES6, you install that. Then another one you must install is Live Server. Live Server. Now this Live Server makes the application work effortlessly for us. For instance, with this Live Server, You don't necessarily have to save and okay, let me put it this way. When you install Live Server, anytime you work with on your code, it will automatically show on your browser. That is, it will automatically update, save and update your code automatically once you save. So I think we need this plugins or extension. So I'm going to install this Live Server so that anytime I work on this, automatically I will see it here, and it will save a lot of time. Okay, so make sure you install Live Server. I've already clicked install. The next code you must install is AutoClose. AutoClose. Okay, this one. No, sorry, this one, AutoClose. Now, let me show you AutoClose in action. Suppose I want to type something like H1. By the time for you to type H1, this is ideal way of typing H1. I mean, of closing this H1. If you start it now, if you declare H1, you must end it like this. And anything that will be in between would be like you want to use big fonts. The meaning of H1 is you want to use header, like in WordPress. I mean, in MS Word. Let me go to MS Word now. Word 2016. Okay. Okay. This heading 1, heading 2, heading 3. That is your H1. So if I make it heading 1 now, it will be, if I type anything, it will be a bit, the font will be very big or something. Of course, you can modify it to suit your needs. Okay, that is why I want, anytime I type this H1 and I press greater than, let this code automatically add this for me. Or anytime I change things on this in between these tags, it will automatically change this one, so that I won't make mistakes in not closing any tag. So you're going to be familiar with tags and all that. It's more or less like our reserved word. Like I said, whatever you are doing, get the reserved word right. The next one we're going to install, I think I've installed this. No, okay, install. So you need to install auto close tag. Then the next one we're going to install will be auto rename tag. Auto rename tag. Like I said here, if I want to change this one to H2 now, it will automatically rename this one to H2. Okay, so auto rename tag. That is, so I love this. This will make my work a bit faster. But if you are using Visual Studio, you don't need to install all this, because by default they must have installed it for you, so you don't have to go through the problem of installing code and all that. All right, I think we are good to go. Okay, it's actually installing, and this one is installing. Now, the next thing we need to do now, I'm going to close the extension. I'll close this as well. I'll close this. So I don't want to save this. So the next thing we're going to do is to create a file. We want to build our website now. And to build our website, you can actually, since it's front-end website, you can add your website anywhere in your system. Anywhere. Maybe you want it inside document and all that. To do that, you can put it here, desktop, and create your website here. Maybe you create new, But you don't have to go through this stress of creating your website new folder and all that. You can do everything from within Visual Studio Code. So I'll hop over to Visual Studio Code and click new file, new or open folder. I can click, if I click new file, it's just open the normal file for me, just like this one. So I don't want this. I want open folder because I want the folder to be connected to Visual Studio Code. So the next thing is to select the path, just like the same way we've been doing it using Visual Studio Community Edition. I want it to be here within my Visual document so that it will be very easy for me to navigate and see. You can actually store it anywhere in your system, on your drive, but I prefer mine to be inside documents. So I'm going to create a new folder called Visual Studio Code. I think I have it here. Okay, let me call it. Let's call it something more front end VS. Okay, front end development. And I'm going to select the folder. Or okay, let me click on the folder, and I want to create, because we'll be dealing with many apps. So I want to create my first, I will create another folder. I'll call it first project, lesson 1 project. And click it again. So that will be inside lesson 1 project, and click select folder. So automatically, Visual Studio Code will connect with, like, we synchronize my lesson 1 project with this Explorer. So I don't have to go to Visual Studio. I don't have to go to my document and navigate. From here, I can easily have access to my code. So this is lesson 1 project. So the first thing I want to do now is to create files. Just like, here, we have new files, new folder, refresh Explorer, and expand. I can come here, new file, and order. So I don't want to be using this one again. I want to use this directly. So if I click on this new file, it's going to ask me the name of the file I want to create. So I'm going to tell this guy that I want to create my index file .html. Now the extension has to be HTML. What's the meaning of HTML? Anybody?
Hypertext markup language.
Good. Hypertext markup language. So now with that, Visual Studio will quickly get this guy wants to develop a website. Now, if you go to a website, now let me explain something here. If you go to google.com, you can actually use something like this /index. If provided, if they of course they can change it. You can change it to anything you like. So google.com. If I click google.com, this is google.com, and I can add another extension /index.html. Let's see if it will go to google.com. What do you notice? Is there any difference?
No.
So what is telling you that the index, when people visit your website, the landing page, the first page that will come up. Let me quickly move. Okay, sorry, someone is asking, sir, can Sublime Text be used? Of course, like I said, you can use any text editor. but I recommend you use Visual Studio Code because Visual Studio Code is awesome. And as I speak, it's still one of the best. In fact, people are porting from other text editors to Visual Studio Code. So please upgrade. Since it's free and open source, you don't have to worry. You can use Sublime as well. So anytime people come to your website, the first page that they can go to, of course, they can go to every other pages, is if they type google.com, facebook.com, is actually the index page will be index.html. Of course, it won't show. That's why if you go to google.com, it will not show. And that does not mean it's like that everywhere. For Microsoft, ASP.NET, theirs is default. Like, let me show you the application we use for, okay, let me show you one of the application, like, okay, even the EduPower, I used ASP for it, edupowerbox.com/default. So there's a way you can do it that you add the extensions. You know, the extension is HTML. So there's a way you can do it that it will hide the extension. You will know everything about extension, how to hide the extension, but that is the work of backend. Okay. Now, this is how to create a web page. What I want to do now is I want to create a web page that will be visible. To do that, it's very, very easy with Visual Studio Code. You know, I can do HTML, column automatically. That's the work of auto close. But I don't want to waste time. I want sharp thing. With Visual Studio Code, I can actually write, is it semicolon? Yeah, semicolon, and press enter. It automatically generates the
Exclamation mark.
okay, exclamation mark. Thank you. It automatically generates the HTML code because my extension says that this is HTML. So once I press that, it automatically generates HTML code for me. So let's create our website from here. Here we have title. I want this website to be called EduPower Box. Now let me explain this because of our time. This title is the same thing as, you know, when you come to Google, when you come to this page or EduPower, you notice that we have EduPower Box here, right? That is the title that we show, like inbox and all that. That's the title that we show. And it is very, very easy. With this now, people can easily locate your website. They will know that, oh, the name of your website is that. And this one is critical when you're dealing with Google search engine. It's critical. Another thing that is critical when you're dealing with Google search engine is meta tag description. This one is very, very important as well. Now, when you're dealing with this kind of tags, you need to understand this one. Okay, let me show you meta tag description. Meta description is let's go to Google and type let's type EduPower, okay, box. This is meta tag, this is the description. So anytime you put description here, it automatically, when they search on Google, on search engine, it will show them the description. So that's the description. I've forgotten how they write this description. I think it's name, meta, then, can someone help me? I forgot, you know, name, no. I think it's description. Description equals, you now write description. That's the beauty of Visual Studio. I didn't mean it's Visual Studio now. You can easily understand the whole thing. So this is my website. So let's continue. I think I'll get the description very shortly. Now, the next thing we need to do is I want to tell you that I want people to see this. I want to add H1, welcome to the world of front-end development. All right. Now, as now that we'll be able to do something like this, we already have a complete website, even though it is going to be very, very ugly. To do that, I'll hop over to, let's run this application and see how it works. I can either right-click like this and open with Live Server. Okay. Can you see my screen? Am I communicating?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. You
Yes,
can.
Okay. So I can either right-click and
Yes,
open with Live Server, or
yes, sir.
I'm going to hop over to my desktop. I think we saved it inside documents, VS Code, VS front-end development lesson 1, and this is my code website. So if I double click on this now, it automatic. This is my code. Welcome to the world of front-end development. Did you get it?
Yeah.
Okay, someone is typing. Someone wants to help me. Where is chat? Chat not they come out too. Okay, so let's continue. Let me see if I can get this chat to come out. Okay. Oh, so thank you, boss. So meta name description, or I think this is the right. Okay, someone got it right. Content, thank you. Okay, so meta name description, then content is this. Then there's another one that you need to add, which is meta name author. Then the content of that author equals maybe my name, things like that. So this one can also be assigned if anybody is searching for me, for my name.
I have not closed it.
What do you say?
You have not closed it.
Okay. Oh, thank you, sir. All right. I think we're good to go. Now, another thing we need to do is you can either run it that way, or you go to live share. With live share, like I said, live share basically you'll be able to, as we change this, let's add something else. Let's add something else like H2. I want to talk about H2. Don't worry about all these
Hello,
tags.
sir.
Yeah, go on.
All right, sir. You right-clicked on your screen the other time. You brought out open to browser, but mine is not showing. Secondly, the live share is not showing here too. But I've downloaded all the things you say I should download. Is there any way I can
You might need to,
activate
okay, maybe you can
Yes,
close it. You can close the Visual Studio and reload it again.
Oh, okay. Okay, I will do that now.
Okay, all right. So hope you enjoy this. All right. So if I want to view it in live share, I can easily right click and go to stop open with live server. and it's going to ask me, oh, do you want to open this data? Depending on your firewall, I'm going to allow this. I beg, allow for me now. So by default, it will automatically create it under localhost. Don't worry about this. You understand localhost and all that, especially if you are into web application. I mean, the full stack that one is critical, but with front end, you don't need all this for 24 localhost of a thing. So let's quickly do something here so that you get this thing in action. To do that, I want to add something here. I want to add, please, P. Please input. Oh, let me. Sorry. Okay. Please input. I'll just please. Okay. Let's just add something here. This is lovely. All right. If you go to your live share, automatically it will update itself. Okay, what I want to do is I want this thing to work side by side. How am I going to do that? So that you see Visual Studio live share in action. This and this. Okay. Okay. Let me just do it this way. I think there's a way that I can partition my screen so that everything will. But let's just have something like this for now. Okay. Now let's continue with our code. So the next thing I want to do is I want to add link to Google. I'm going to type href equals HTTPS. Don't worry, you get all these things because we're going to explain, just like I told you about the keywords, the reserved words, and all that. I'm going to explain it here too. That is why I said reserved word, keywords, all those things, they are critical when it comes to programming. So google.com. I'm going to close the tag. So notice that automatically this guy will close the tag for me, and that is auto close. Now, if I want to, suppose I want to change this one to H5 now, H3, it will automatically change it. That's the work of auto rename tag, things like that. If you don't add those extensions, you won't be able to get it. So the moment I save it, automatically this one should be able to come up. Oh, it's supposed to show directly. Okay, sorry. I'm sorry. I'm supposed to add, I added a link without giving it like something like click here, click here, click here. You notice that automatically this will refresh. Once you save, it will refresh. And if I click this now, it will go to google.com. Now that is website in place. I mean, website, you can develop virtually anything with Visual Studio Code. I just use this as a sample for us to get things up and running. Next week, we'll be dealing with CSS that will format it, we'll add pictures, we'll add many other bootstraps, we'll add JavaScript, so that when the people click, it will show them messages and all that. So you will learn so many things on
color.
So you will learn so many things as far as HTML and HTML basically is concerned. You learn so many things about it. So is there any other question before we continue? We have less than 15 minutes, less than 10 minutes. Any other question? Let me entertain questions now. Questions, please. No question. Maybe I will ask questions. Okay. Bros, questions. Hello, Mr. Dekule. Any question for me?
Okay, so far so good now. I've engaged because as you're doing it, I'm doing it as well.
Okay.
So I am following up. I am still conversant with few things here.
Okay.
But the thing is, the meta name. I don't really understand that part.
Okay.
And
Okay, let me explain the
although
meta name. This meta name works with SEO. I don't know if you've heard about SEO before.
search engine optimization.
Yes. Now, there's another one that we need to add, which is it keywords? Keywords. Sorry. Keywords. With keywords, you can add, all this hashtag now. You can add
Yes, sir.
education, comma, training. So that anybody that is searching for education or training in his search from Google, your
Okay, sir.
websites will come up. So all this is just about SEO. It's about giving
Okay.
your websites a name in public.
Okay.
You do understand it now?
I do, sir. I do, sir.
Okay.
The second question is your web browser. Okay, mine is showing this way, in the same way. I was going to talk about the IP server, the 127. I thought mine was not
That
showing.
one is localhost. 127 is what localhost. Your browser. When you install OS when you install Windows 10 or any Windows you are using, it automatically creates a server. It automatically creates a local host for you to test your application.
Okay,
You understand? It automatically creates it for you so that you'll be able to test your application. Now, do you know that you can actually host your website, anything on your laptop? The only thing you need, just like the same way if you want to host a website now, you go to hosting company like Google Host, Smarter Web, ASP.NET web hosting company. You can actually host,
yes, sir.
you can actually host it on your server, on your local machine as well, provided if you ensure that there won't be power, that will be never problem. Okay, maybe we should call them PHCN now. That will be PHCN problem. Your computer must be up and running every 24/7, and you have to be connected to the internet. No go slow. So you can actually turn your server your computer to server, to web server, things like that.
Wow.
So this idea, this 1.127.0.0.0, if you know the IP, if you know Google IP, it's still the same thing. If you type the IP, it will direct you to Google. It's still the same concept. So that IP, imagine, I believe you have quite a number of websites that you can easily navigate, Gigi, Jumia, and all that. Imagine if it's like this, 1.2.00, 1.5. It's not going to be easy for us to remember. That's why they had to come up with the name, so that that name will convert it to this IP address and direct you to the place. That is just the basic. That's how web application works generally. Okay, someone is asking, why is it that it does not autocomplete itself? It is because you did not install autoclose. You need to install autoclose. Let me show you the autoclose that I've installed. This one.
I wrote everything on the WhatsApp status, WhatsApp
Okay.
page.
Oh, okay. Auto close tag. For instance, if I want to declare P now, and it will automatically close for me. But if you are using other text editor, you're not going to get this. That's the beauty of Visual Studio Code. So someone is asking, can I use localhost.html? Now, if you want to use localhost, okay. If you use localhost.html, you need to specify the address, the directory. Now, if you go to this localhost.html, it will only show you. Okay, you're trying to help me with localhost. Okay. Thank you. If I go to this localhost, but I didn't activate my localhost. If you type .html like that, it won't work. But if you type localhost, this is the reason why it's not showing is because I've not activated the localhost directly on my system. But if I can do that, all you need to do is just to set up IIS and it will show. So I'm not going to worry myself about that one for now. Okay, Mr. Jide, thanks a lot. Is there any other question before we proceed? Because we have quite a number of things to do as well. I think, okay, I don't let me waste your time. It's almost 9 o'clock. And building your first website. I think our first website. Now let's add one more thing and call it a day. What I want to add basically is I want to add an image to my website. Where is our live share? Let's run this again. Viewing, opening live share. Okay. What I want to do basically is I want to add image to this website. To do that, I'm going to use a tag again, and I'll call it IMG. Now, like I said the other time, your goal is to understand all of these keywords, That will be your goal. So I'm going to, no, I'm already developing one like our app on the website that will keep reminding you of what to do, what you must learn every day. So I think I should be able to finish it by tomorrow evening and upload it online. So all these tags, what you need to learn about tags and all that, you will be able to get it from there. And I don't expect you to go and be cramming everything, but by default, within the space of 1 month, you should be able to get all the reserved words and know the meaning of the reserved words based on what you subscribe to. Okay, I think someone is asking, is it a question or what? Sorry, I'll need to. Okay, yes, I understand. I'll do that. I don't want to copy and paste. Sorry, where's my Visual Studio Code? Okay, so what I want to do basically is that I want to add image to this system, to my website. To do that, there's a tag called IMG. And IMG is like a snippet that will monitor that will allow image on your website. So to do that, to import image on my website, that is what we call SR. I will explain all this extension later because I don't want to spend much time here. And I don't want people to navigate to my system. Maybe I have pictures here, and this picture. Okay, we're going to do. So if I want to specify this image now, I have to get the full part like this, properties, and copy it like this, and paste it here. If you do that, if you do that, oh, sorry, let me paste it between that column. If you do it this way, imagine if you now upload or publish your website out there. It's nobody, anybody that want to visit, anybody that will visit your website cannot access your computer this way. That is why it is very, very important for you to place all images within your folder. To do that, I'll go to my Explorer. Under this lesson 1, project 1, I want to create an image. I want to create a folder. I'll call it images. With this folder called images, I can now drop all my images inside this folder, just like this. I will copy this, copy, and paste it. If it's not going to paste, it's supposed to, maybe I didn't copy it. Let me see. Copy. Okay. If it's not, there's supposed to be paste and all that. If it's not going to do that, I can copy and go to the document, Visual Studio, front end, these images, then paste it here. Okay, now that I have it done, the next thing I'm going to do is to specify it here. To reference that image, all I need to do is just to tell my website that, hey, go to images. You notice that automatically I can now select images here and just select it just like that, or I can type it, whichever one that is suitable for me. So once I do that, I can name my image. Let me close the tag. And no, there are two ways to close your tag. Number one is you can either close it this way or you close it the other way. I will show you how to close tag as well. You can either close it this way, but there's some need two ways to close the tag. Some you need to close it this way. I will explain that much later. So you can either close it this way or this way, like this, or this way. So if you write it like this, it automatically close. Now another thing I want to add to this now, I want to add alts to this. This alt is the same thing as the name, the title of the image. I'll call it teacher. So that when people roll over the image, they will be able to know that, oh, the name of this image is teacher. It is essential for you to give it a name. Do you know why? The reason is that when people go to a browser, especially probably, let's go to images.google.com, and they search for my teacher, your website will also be part of your image, will also be part of the list, depending on your SEO, things like that. So that is why it is essential, it is critical to name your website, to name your image. So if you come to this place now, you should be able to see our image just like this. I think I've oversimplified that. So my job now for the next 1 week is to tell you or to explain in total all the tags required for HTML. Now, we're going to introduce CSS and we're going to introduce Bootstrap so that we will have headings, we'll have slideshow, we'll have side pictures and all that, and beautify the website. Am I communicating?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so I think we are through for the day. And do you have questions? I think HTML is quite simple anyway. Do you have questions? Questions?
Yes, I do, sir. The part of the logo. Let's say if I want to upload a small sized logo, how do I go about it?
A small style logo.
Like for instance, the image you uploaded, sir.
Mm-hmm.
What if I want to resize the image to suit
A
the
particular.
purpose of why
Okay. Yeah. That
exactly,
is
sir?
that is the essence of using CSS, cascading style sheet, and Bootstrap.
Oh, okay, sir.
By the time we
Okay, sir.
introduce Bootstrap and CSS, you can actually you can play around with the image. But if you want to use HTML, you can declare maybe height equals, let's say 20, and width equals 20. Now, one thing you need to understand is
Okay.
that CSS is still part of HTML. It's like an extension. Instead of adding everything, imagine if you want to declare it like this now, CSS you will take all of this out and write it somewhere and plug it to your website. That is CSS.
Okay.
CSS is still part of, okay, this is CSS now. What we just did is CSS. This one is CSS. Now the CSS is now, we now want to take it out of this place so that we concentrate only on the image while the styling will be somewhere else, so that it will be very easy for us
Okay.
to plug it in. So that's the work of CSS. So if we go to our live,
All right, sir.
now we now have 20 by 20 picture size. Yeah.
All right, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Any other questions? I've already told you that I don't want it to be okay. If the image is PNG, what do we do? Great. If the image is PNG, okay, I think I have PNG image here. We just specify the index. That's all. I mean the extension. Sorry. Let me try and get PNG pictures. Oh, okay. This is PNG. So I'm going to copy this and drop it here. Paste. And let me remove this. Let's call it smally. Okay. It's PNG. Make sure you check the file, the name, item type is PNG file. To reference it here, let me quickly copy this and paste it. And okay, sorry. I want to, so that you'll be able to see my screen. To reference it, you select from here, smally.png. So automatically, that's the beauty of Visual Studio Code and all the extension we've installed. So to help us with the name and all that too, that's why we had to import our folder here. Okay. And okay, let's increase this one to 90 and 90. Okay. And go back to that's our smally. All right. Another question before we call it a day? It's 9 o'clock already. Questions? Now, I want to ask this. Suppose, okay, how do we now use JavaScript on our website? What's the essence of using JavaScript? Anybody?
Well, let me just say a little. I think JavaScript brings about the interactivity. There's a word like that anyway. Like all those, let's say for instance, you have a button. That's just an example. Like
Okay.
button, clicking on the button, the action behind it actually is bring about JavaScript, like creating a button. I know you can use JavaScript to create a button.
Okay.
Some bring about some interactive um, features in the site.
Yeah.
Then all these pop, like this thing I see
Pop-up,
on your website,
slideshows,
like yes, where
slideshow.
you said
That's the
that
work of.
this video has been locked by the author. That one I see on
Yeah,
the website. That's the JavaScript.
that's JavaScript. Awesome. So the beauty of JavaScript is to make your website dynamic in a way.
And that's the one. Sorry.
Make it dynamic so that people can easily. There are quite a number of things that you want people to experience. Let's say I don't want them to submit a particular if let's say username and password. I want them to make sure I want to ensure that they type in their password before they submit before they submit the request to the server. The work of JavaScript is to tell them that password is required. Another one is sometimes if you are registering on the portal, they will tell you the strength of your password, things like that. That's the work of JavaScript. So JavaScript brings interactivity to the website. And we're going to be dealing with, in fact, we spend most of our time using JavaScript because that's the beauty. Once you are able to get how to design a website, you are good to go. And by next week, every one of us will come up with a very nice website, web design by Friday or Saturday. Because I believe by Tuesday now, I think our next class will be on Tuesday, right? By Tuesday, okay, I'm going to open the portal for you guys to download the videos as well. So when you download the videos, you'll be able to watch about up to like 7 or 10 videos. With that, you can come up with something very wholesome. Now, let me give you the reason why we had to lock the videos or the lessons. We prepared virtually all the videos, but we had to lock it because we want to monitor the progress of our students. We want to ensure that, did they actually submit a particular assignment? Imagine if I open all the 250 videos now, some people will just download it and use and run away, things like that. So we don't want that. We want to monitor their progress. So that is the essence of the week. We want to ensure that, in fact, you won't be able to download some videos until you submit your assignment, until you do your classwork, submit project. In fact, sometimes you won't be able to click. So that's the essence, okay? So that's the only way we can push you guys to do something outside the box. All right. So no question. Is there another question before? Let me check the chat before we call it a day. Now, what if it is GIF instead of PNG? All this GIF animation. How do you go about it? Anybody?
It's almost the same process, sir. Saving it in the right folder, then declaring it or uploading it just like we did the JPEG and the PNG, sir.
Okay, it's the same thing. You just reference it the same way, and make sure it is GIF. Once it's GIF animation, it will play automatically. Your browser will determine if your GIF animation will play or not. Okay, I think it's 9:20. It is time to call it a day, and have a pleasant weekend. I think, right? We're like us now. We know they get break 24/7 coding, and okay, please, you have to take this this front end is very, very serious, because it's likely we will get a job done in about 2 weeks' time, and I want you guys to be part of it. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So we have to ensure that we get this thing done on time. Okay. All right. Thank you so much. Thank you very, very much. So you get your videos today, probably tomorrow. You get everything there. I will unlock the front end aspect as well, so that you can download all the videos for the week and practice. I'm not getting responses from you. I hope I'm not talking to you. I hope my internet is still active.
Yes, sir. It is still
Yes,
active.
you're active.
Yeah.
Okay, someone is raising up his
Thank you
hand.
so much.
Bro Solomon, are you raising up your hand or what?
She's active.
Okay. All right, thank you so much. We see you on Monday. Is it Monday or Tuesday? Okay. Some they do have multiple classes. Okay, how can we upload videos to the site? It's still the same thing. Videos. I'm going to show you that. Don't let us take much time. I will show you how to upload videos or how to embed. Okay, let's quickly embed one video before we go. Let's go to youtube.com and embed the video. Okay, I think let's play around Michael Jackson video. You can either upload the video directly. So you can either copy the embedded code, okay? When you copy the embedded code, let me pause this and go to your website. Let's paste the embedded code here. And that's all. Okay, and save it. Once you save, go back to your browser, go back to, that's it. You play. Now, if you want to upload video too, you can do that. You have to upload it. Maybe you create a picture. I mean, you create a folder here, call it videos, and you reference it directly from the, you copy your video there and you reference it using video tag. That's all. It's that simple. All right, thank you so much.